Alright, are you as annoyed as I am when a prescription drug ad comes on the television? They show a depressing story and then promise to cure it all with a packet of pills. And then they show this footage of a woman meeting her family or playing with her pets outside, and they quickly list all the potential side effects. The use of these pleasing images are meant to distract you so that you come away from the commercial and say, wow, this product must really work, I'll take it. The reaction is completely different in my house. We immediately relist all the side effects and wonder why on earth anyone would want to take a drug that makes you dizzy, gives you stomach aches, and has the potential to be harmful to your liver. This is why my family has chosen to extremely limit our use of prescription drugs, and we have instead chosen alternative forms of medicine. Today I'm going to share with you how the pharmaceutical industry is deceiving in their advertisements, why it is harmful to use certain, if not most, prescription drugs by listing the side effects of some major brands, show how they have affected people, and then share with you alternative methods that I guarantee will be beneficial for you in the future. In an article titled "The Great Direct-to-Consumer Prescription Drug Advertising Con" on nationalnews.com, the author Danny Veracity shares how prescription drugs are geared towards us, commercials are geared towards us like car commercials are, using really pretty images, popular music, good acting, and making lofty promises to hook consumers in. As a result of these enticing consumers, people will willingly buy these products that list side effects such as serious illnesses and even death in some cases. These ads are becoming increasingly effective, and in a book titled Death by Prescription, Ray Strand called our society a self-medicated society. And by that I mean that people will watch these advertisements, go to their doctor, say, oh, I have these symptoms and I want this drug, and the doctor will, in turn, prescribe this drug to them, and that is how the pharmaceutical industry gets most of their revenue. They claim to educate their patients, but instead they're actually, and not persuade them, but many would argue differently, as author Danny has proven. The Food and Drug Administration guidelines say that these ads have to balance both information and side effects. But in a study done by the University of Georgia, this is not true. They found the average 60-second ads only uses about 8 seconds to list the side effects. And when they do, they use all these pleasing images so that you come away from the advertisement not even remembering anything that was being told at all. So we have learned how the pharmaceutical industry is deceiving in their advertisements, and now we'll learn exactly what they're trying to sell and some of the specific side effects. First off, pharmaceutical drugs are man-made, synthesized from chemicals that pollute your body and inhibit normal health, including your proper immune system functioning. Pharmaceutical drugs create problems as an aside to working on what you bought them for. A few examples. Zyrtec is a prescription drug promising to relieve all your allergy symptoms. It sounds promising, the commercials are well put together, and we all want allergy relief, but the side effects aren't so pleasant. According to drugs.com, they are fast, uneven heartbeat, weakness, tremors, insomnia, confusion, vision problems, headaches, sore throat, the list goes on. Another product is Nasonex, which promises to relieve nasal congestion and other problems. The cute Spanish bee in the old commercial promises that you won't have any more nasal problems once you take Nasonex. But for several seconds at the very end, spoken very fast, we hear all the side effects, which are severe ongoing nosebleeds, sores in your nose that won't heal, trouble breathing, vision problems, flu-like symptoms, and so on. Our last example is Lunesta, a drug that is supposed to help cure insomnia problems. The side effects are really drastic. There's daytime drowsiness and dizziness, problems with your memory and concentration, anxiety, depression, constipation, hallucination, suicidal thoughts, and aggression and agitation. I'm sure that really makes you want to try them now. In an interview with Dr. Dwayne Graveline, a former NASA astronaut and medical doctor, he revealed that he was taking Lipitor, which is a drug used to maintain your cholesterol, and while he was on the medication, he experienced some severe cases of amnesia. On one occasion, he took his daily walk around his neighborhood, and when he was about an hour later, his wife spotted him in his driveway, and he had no idea where he was, or that this woman was his wife, or this was his house. But eventually, she persuaded him to get in the car with her, and immediately drove him to the doctor, and it turned out that the ingredients used in Lipitor were giving him these amnesia bouts. So he's definitely an advocate now. Don't take Lipitor. Other case is a 2-year-old Ontario toddler who died suffering a fatal reaction to codeine after his tonsils were removed to treat sleep apnea. An autopsy showed the child had severe levels of morphine in his blood. His mother had given him the prescribed dose of codeine and acetaminophen syrup following his operation, but it was later revealed the toddler had extra copies of a gene that converts codeine into morphine, which can slow or stop breathing, and he was an ultra-rapid metabolizer who converted codeine into morphine much faster than most children do. So we have now seen a little bit about the truth behind several major prescription drugs. Some of the side effects have been fatal, others extremely harmful with the potential of being fatal. But now we'll learn about some alternative medicines and methods to cure some common problems and where you can purchase these products. On a side note, in the event of some major illnesses, prescription drugs have proven to be very effective, curing some major diseases, but these are just suggestions and commentaries on your everyday minor illnesses. So earlier I mentioned some harmful prescription drugs, but I will now reveal to you some natural alternatives to the one that I addressed to you. From Zyrtec, which you learned was to treat allergy symptoms. They work temporarily, but we also learned they have a lot of bad side effects. So Associated Content on Yahoo ran an article titled Natural Allergy Relief, and on there they listed a herb called licorice root, which you can buy in a tea form and drink it, and it's a better alternative for your pollen allergies. It encourages the adrenal glands to produce hormones that fight illnesses and allergies, as well as reduces inflammation, and increases the level of interferon in your body, which is a natural chemical that fights viruses. Another option is capsicum. Studies have shown that it may help your respiratory system fight infections, and is proven to increase your energy and help with allergies and other respiratory problems like bronchitis, asthma, and a general cold. We also talked about Nasonex. I recently had the flu a few weeks ago, and my nasal glands were swollen, and my doctor prescribed Nasonex, but I quickly threw that away because I've had Nasonex in the past, and it only made my symptoms worse. But instead we went to our local natural foods, health food store, and I bought a homeopathic sinus and allergy spray, which has no side effects, and within a day my nasal problems were instantly gone. Lastly, we talked about Lunesta, which would help with insomnia. This is one that's a little personal to me, and I've always had difficulty sleeping, but obviously once I got into college and went away, I have no problem sleeping now. But on those rare days when I have bouts of insomnia or when I travel, I take a product called melatonin. And melatonin is a natural sleep aid that's already in your body, but when you take the pill or the liquid, whatever one you want to take, it increases the natural amount that's already in there and helps you fall asleep faster. And I guarantee it is the healthiest, assisted way possible to fall asleep. These are just a few examples of healthy alternatives to aid illnesses. There are plenty more out there which can be easily found on the internet. A popular website that sells herbs in bulk are Bulk Herb Store. They sell lots of herbs, and they also have articles and links where you can find other natural remedies. naturesway.com sells a lot of products in your capsule liquid form, and you just type in your symptoms and they'll help you figure out a natural product you can use. You can find them all over the place. Just type in your zip code on their website and they'll list the location that sells their products. Making the choice to use natural and healthy alternatives in your lifestyle will be very beneficial. Today I showed you how the pharmaceutical industry uses deceiving advertisements. I shared with you some very harmful side effects of some common prescription drugs. We saw how some people were harmfully and fatally affected by the use of popular drugs. And I shared with you some alternative methods and where you can buy them. It is my hope that next time you're sick, you pick up a natural product. Not only will it help your illness at the moment, but it will be beneficial for you in the long run.
Nolan, what did you think?
I liked it a lot, actually. The opening was really good. You had a nice structure. I pretty much knew what you were going to talk about before the speech even started. You had really good hand gestures. I liked the stories that you related back to like people using some prescription drugs. And I also liked the way you told us how we can use natural products like online and stuff like that. I thought that was really good. The only thing I can probably say was you kind of sway back and forth with your feet. Kind of walk back and forth a little bit, but other than that, it was really good.
All right. Yeah, the discussion of the ad at the beginning was interesting, and it gets our attention. It leads into the topic. I think you need to be a little sharper about what your ultimate goal is, because at one point it sounds like you're dismissing pharmaceuticals. At another point you're saying, well, it's only particular things. At one point it seems like we're the arguments about how pharmaceuticals are marketed, and then, of course, later on it seems to be about the advantage of the natural alternatives. And I think that the natural alternatives is basically the direction that you're going, so don't be shy about saying, you know, I want you to think about using natural alternatives to some of these pharmaceuticals that are potentially dangerous. Now, let me tell you about the dangers of those pharmaceuticals and so on and so forth. Organizationally, though, he's absolutely right. It's very well organized and easy to follow. You do a good job internally. You have an excellent summary at the end. You have good citation of information early on in the process, although some of it seems a little conclusionary. The stuff about that we're all self-medicating and that we're influenced by the ads, I think that was a little quick and conclusionary. The author that you cite probably has good reason for believing it, but we don't necessarily know why that author is particularly believable, and I don't think anybody's surprised that advertising techniques use some of the tools that you're talking about, but does that mean that they are blind to all of the side effects that you talked about, for instance? The other thing that you need to discuss is the frequency of those side effects, because although you have a good time listing all of the negative side effects, I think everybody's been making jokes about that for years.